Hey guys! Welcome to video number 11 in my Python course. Today we're going to be talking about the for loop. Just as last video we talked about the while loop and how it works, well today's video is going to work similarly. So let's look at our syntax. We begin with the keyword for, followed by the variable which we want to iterate on. This will be clearer in a second. Then the keyword in, and then the range in which the variable will move. For example, we could write range from initial value until final value in steps of whatever value we assign the step, sorry. And then we close our parenthesis and then a colon. Then right under that, the instructions we want to run with each iteration. As always, we can look at this with an example to understand it better. Say we want to print numbers from 0 to 10. Well, we can use a for loop to do this. So then we write for x in range from 0 until 10 in steps of 1. And then within the for, we write the print function to print the variable's value in each iteration. So then, the instructions inside the for loop will be run with each iteration. In this case, we'll print the variable's value. So we run the code, and the output we get are the numbers 0 through 9. But why won't it show 10? Well, we're experiencing something similar to what we had with the while loop in the previous video. Range makes our variable initialize with the first value. So with each iteration that we increase it with the step that we indicated, and if you guys don't include one, by default it's going to be 1. And then it does that until the last value. But it doesn't include the last value we write, so 10 isn't included within the range of values that x can have. We can also modify our program so that it only prints even numbers. For that, we'll place our steps, our increments, in 2 instead of 1. So if we run the code, we'll see that it only prints even numbers. Or we could make it print only odd numbers. For that, what we can do is have the loop start at 1 instead of start at 0, and then we keep the increment of 2. So then if we run the code, we'll see that it'll start at number 1 and add 2 with each iteration till it gets to number 10. So what we get printed is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Within this instruction, we can also make use of the keywords break and continue, just as we analyzed previously for the while loop. Unless we're dealing with exceptions such as these, we can always write the code using while or for. So for each given problem, it's important to recognize which of these tools is best suited for what we're dealing with, which one is easier to read or understand, and yeah, so you should keep in mind that it's key for other people to be able to understand your code, so that may be a key factor in making your decision. In Python, the for loop is used widely to iterate over a sequence. That could be either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. And I understand that many of those things we haven't dealt with yet, but don't worry. First, we'll have to study these data types later on, which we'll do in future videos. But for now, what we can do is test it with strings, which is a data type we already know. And for that, we can write the following code. So let's start with the keyword for, then our variable, say letter, then the keyword in, and then the string over which we want to iterate. For example, the string potato. So now the variable letter will vary its value according to each letter within the word potato, meaning it'll iterate over the string and assigning the value of each letter within it. So this way we can print the value of each letter with the print function within the for to see how it works. So then we'll write print and within the function, the variable letter. So now if we run the code, we'll be able to see that we get all characters printed one by one under the string we utilized, in this case, potato. So for is really useful for this type of situations where we have to iterate along elements of a given data type. We'll look at this more in future videos, but yeah, so that you can get full benefit out of the for loop. But that's it for today. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and code up!